Can you use a GoPro for a in-studio recording setup? I'm going to show you how to do the most extreme setup you have ever seen. Hello and welcome back to Gears and Tech. As you heard in the intro video, I'm going to be showing you how to use this GoPro Hero 8, which is a very budget 4K camera, to create your very own recording studio setup on a very low budget. But this one goes a little bit more than just setting up a GoPro on a tripod. What we want to do is have every creature comfort that the regular pros enjoy, but we're going to do it with a GoPro. In my case, because I'm using a GoPro Hero 8, I do not have the front screen on here, so I have no idea how the shot is filmed. Now, I will point out right now, this entire video is actually being filmed on a GoPro Hero 8. If you do have a Hero 9 or Hero 10 or Hero 11, they all have a front screen, which is fine if you have really good eyes. Now, my camera is about 5 feet away from me right now. I can't see 5 feet away from me on a tiny, tiny little screen. So I have no idea how well it's framed. I have no idea if the edges of the table are cut off. I have no idea if my green screen is lit properly. I have no idea. The main thing that I want to get out of this setup is to be able to hook up a live feed to a TV or a monitor where I can, from here, see exactly how the shot is framed. I can see my camera information, so like my battery level. I can see my recording status, so I know it's recording. I can even see my recording runtime. That's what I want to be able to see, and I can't see that. So how do you achieve a monitor output? Well, let me show you. Before we get too far into this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel down below. If you've seen some of our content already and have not subscribed, we want you to join our community. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let's get back to the video. In this case, it's as simple as adding the Media Mod add-on. Now this add-on adds $100 to the cost. So you have to make sure that you really want this because that's $100. So if I put the Media Mod on the GoPro, I would gain a micro HDMI output through this port right here. And I can just hook that up to the TV. Well, I need a cable. So that's what this is. This is a micro HDMI cable. So one end has the micro HDMI, the other end has the HDMI. So this would simply plug in to the Media Mod just like that. And then it would provide HDMI feed. That's fine, but every time I want to pull my video footage off of the camera, I would need to either unplug this, take my camera, take it off the tripod, spin it, and then I have to take this up to my computer, plug in the USB-C, and dump the data off of the memory card. Or if I want to go even further, I can take this out of the Media Mod, eject the memory card, and then take just the memory card. But that's a lot of disassembly. And when you get your setup all the way you want it, you don't want to be touching and moving the camera, especially untwisting it off of a tripod. That's where this comes in. Now this is a micro SD extension. So it has a male end here. It's male because you stick it into the hole. It has a female end here. It's female because you stick something into it. That's for the crude education, but that's how it works. Simply all you do is go like that. Now if I have my micro SD card, all I got to do is stick this on here like this, click that in like that, and now it'll connect to the GoPro. And this works just fine. Trust me, I've been testing this. It's working great. Now I've got this, but I've got a new problem. My Media Mod will never slide onto here because this plastic thing sticks out too far. Now the Media Mod doesn't fit. So then I can't use this, or can I? If I add a USB-C extension cord, can I plug my USB-C into there? And then can I plug, I told you this was ridiculous. Do you see how ridiculous this is already? Like, who would do this? Really? Well, actually I did this. Now I could plug this into my Media Mod, but does that work? Well, we're gonna find out in a minute. Then I can plug this into there and then plug this into my monitor. Will that work? Here I am in the studio now with my live feedback right there. I've got my monitor set up there. I've got this GoPro recording that whole setup so that you can see this is fully working exactly. Make sure is that still recording? So now you can see I am set up in the studio with my monitor going. I have this GoPro recording the live feedback on the monitor. This is take 3. I have filmed this twice already, and this stupid camera has kept shutting off every time I said GoPro. And that's when I realized I actually just bought this camera to set up my studio a little bit better. And stupid voice commands are on, and every time you say GoPro, the stupid thing stops recording. Let that be a tip. If you buy yourself a GoPro and you find that you are probably going to be talking about the GoPro in the video, shut off the voice commands. It'll save you a world of hate. As I was saying, I have already set this up. I'm recording with this GoPro, my monitor with my live feedback. You can see my camera is set up right there. You can see it's mounted on a tripod. Now, you also will see some stuff over here. I have shown other videos where I showed my ultimate green screen setup, and I've shown my ultimate lighting setup for green screen in a short room. So if you haven't seen those, check those videos out. You will get a better sense of the small little closet that I'm filming in, but you got to work with what you got. And that's the magic of film, is that you can make it look really awesome from the camera, like what's in the camera view. Nobody needs to know that you've got your old winter clothing hanging on a rack in the corner, because that just helps with sound control. So I don't get the echo in here because it's full of other junk that's not right in front of the camera. But as far as this view goes, I'm going to grab this camera and go in a little bit closer so you can see this setup. So here you can see the camera is right here. I've got my micro SD extension cable with my memory card inside of there, and it is hanging outside of there. I've got my USB-C cable extension coming like this to right here, which is plugged into my media mod. Now the media mod should also be filming audio off of that mic right now. It's probably not getting great audio because it's lying down on a blanket, but now you can also see my micro HDMI cable is coming out. It loops around and then it goes here into the back of my TV, and then there's my TV right there in a very flattering shot. If I stand right here, then you can see that I've got there. Here, if I go on my knees, then you can see I'm filming this with my GoPro, but I'm filming this with this GoPro on this monitor right here. So it's a really neat setup. And then the problems that I said I had where I couldn't read my display, well, I can read that from here. So if I'm looking at that, I can say I've been recording for 5 minutes now. I've got 36% battery left right there. And I have 3 hours of footage that I can film on that micro SD card still. So I have all the relevant information. Now, I'm going to stop filming so you can see this boot up, because there is another cool thing that this does. So I'm going to shut this off. So now I've got a live view of what my settings are down here before I start recording. Also, I'll show you what the actual boot up looks like. So I'm going to unplug this, and then I'm going to plug it back in, and then we'll see the camera is going to say, oh, a device is just connected. So it'll tell me that right here, there. Now it's booting into the media mod. There, media mod's coming on. And then the boot up screen, you'll see the GoPro screen boot up here. There it is right there, GoPro, nice. And then it also shows me the footage that I have on the camera right now. Now, if I reach in back here, I can slide my finger on the screen and then slide through the options without having to look at the back of the camera. So if I want to go to live view, which I do, I highlight live view, and then I just tap the screen like that, and now I'm in live view. So you can use the screen as a touch control without having to move this camera. So this camera is fixed on a tripod. It never needs to move. It always maintains its framing there. As you can see, let's go back here. So I can see that this shot is fully framed in the green screen area. So when you go to record, you push record once, it pulls up the screen, and you push it again, and then it starts recording. So there, now I'm recording. I'm 3 seconds in, 32% battery. So that means we got to start wrapping this video up. Like I said, this is a setup on steroids, but it actually works very, very well. Now, if you're wondering how I did all my lighting and my green screen, I do have other videos showing that already, so you can check those out in the link. I will also create a playlist that has all of these kinds of videos in one playlist. So if you like this content, you can subscribe to that playlist or subscribe to the whole channel. One thing to note, I do currently have batteries that I'm running this on. I will be plugging a USB-C cord into the power bar so that I can actually run the camera off of the USB-C with no battery in the camera. So there it is, plugged into a USB-C cord. Now this is it's a long cord. It's a 10-foot cord that I got. I've got it plugged into just a regular Samsung cell phone charger. And you can see inside the camera, there is no battery at all. So all of this space here is set up to allow the heat to dissipate. The reason why I would want to do that is because all of the GoPros suffer from overheating. The Hero 8 seems to last a whole lot longer than what the 9 and 10 do, but by doing this setup like this, especially like this, it moves the media mod off of the camera and allows more airflow. Once I pull that battery out, I'll get tons of airflow into the camera, so the cooling will be fantastic and it should never ever overheat. So this is a great option for somebody who's going to be filming in a studio and they want to have the setup stay the same all the time. Again, this is quite extreme, but if you want to mimic the setup that I have, I will put links in the description for all of the items that you've seen here in this video today. I will throw a couple other ones in. One of the ones that were not featured that I will have a link for is this. Now this is an audio splitter, and when you plug it into the back of your media mod, it gives you 2 separate channels that you can record audio to. Somebody using this in a studio could use this in a number of ways. What I would recommend is you could have one going to a lapel mic, such as this. You'd have to have a long cord because you'll be hooked up to it, or you could have it hooked up to like a wireless lapel mic. The other one could be hooked up to a boom mic that is just out of view overhead, and you would be recording 2-channel audio to that GoPro footage, and that would allow you to pick the audio source that is best for the video that you have. Personally, I record this audio to my cell phone and then sync up the footage in post. If you wanted to have the ultimate extreme setup, you could do something like this and throw the boom mic on, and then everything is running through that tiny little GoPro, and it's a full studio setup. All you have to do is walk in, plug your memory card in, hit record, and you're off to the races. There's no changes, no adjustments. It makes it super easy, and it has been a game changer for me because up until recently, I've been doing all my footage exactly how I showed you, where I have to unscrew the camera, take it up, plug in batteries and all that. It's a pain in the butt. This is so much better. So I hope that you found this helpful. Tell me what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think of this setup. If I missed something, if there's anything else you want to know about, I'd love to hear about it. Hey, thanks for watching all the way to the end of this video. We hope you enjoy the content in this video, and we'd love to have you come back. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And for those subscribers who are looking for that extra special thing that you can do to support this channel, consider joining our members group. That's where we're building this community, the Gears and Tech community, where we can all enjoy content together. You'll get special perks, which we'd love for you to check out by clicking the link down below. For those of you who are just happy to watch the video, that's okay too. You can check out some of our other content right over here, where we've got some previous videos that have already been uploaded and enjoyed by many of our viewers already. We do hope to see you again. This has been Gears and Tech. Have a great day.